What is up? This is your LA in a minute, and today is March 31st, 5 years to the day when Los Angeles lost one of its most inspirational and impactful figures of the modern era. Ermias Joseph Asghedom, better known as Nipsey Hussle, was taken from the world on this date in 2019. And I want to talk about Nipsey's influence on Los Angeles and the world. Let's get into it. Nipsey Hussle was born on August 15, 1985 in the Crenshaw neighborhood of Los Angeles to Angelique Smith, an African-American woman, and Dawit Asghedom, an Eritrean immigrant. The parents raised Ermias, his brother, and his sister in Crenshaw, and from a young age, he learned how to be an entrepreneur, shining shoes for $2.50 per pair with the lofty goal of 100 per day. After seeing that nonstop motivation, a childhood friend nicknamed him Nipsey Hussle, an homage to comedian Nipsey Hussle. Ermias attended LAUSD's Hamilton High, where he played basketball on the sophomore team, but he left prior to graduation, where he first joined a local gang. But a trip to Eritrea with his father and his brother inspired him and changed the direction of his life and the future of Los Angeles. He began rapping and released his first mixtape, Slossin' Boy Volume 1, to moderate success in December of 2005. Through his relentless hustle and passion, he sold more and more mixtapes, including at a neighborhood strip mall on the intersection of Crenshaw and Slauson. His sound developed and his skills grew, and by 2008, he signed a cinematic music group in Epic Records, and he released the first installment of the mixtape, Bullets Ain't Got No Name. With the drive and motivation of Nipsey Hussle, success was in the offing, and he soon founded his own label, All Money In, and by December 21st, 2010, he released The Marathon. It was at this point that Nipsey's sound began to define the West Coast. So by 2013, along with Steve Carless, Karen Civil, and Jorge Peniche, he founded the Marathon Agency, inspired by his marathon branding, and was set to release his new album, Crenshaw, along with a new model in the ever-changing music industry. The album would be free digitally, but 1,000 hard copies of the mixtape sold for $100 each. It was a wild success. He sold out in 24 hours, including 100 copies purchased by Jay-Z. 2013 was also the year that he began to see Lauren London, who would become his lifelong partner and a huge influence on his direction and positivity in the community. From a young age, Nipsey and his big heart cared about the community, the neighborhood, and the people. He became a grassroots activist, and he focused on giving solutions and inspiration through his music. He spoke openly about his previous influences with gang culture and denounced gun violence in his music. He continuously funded improvements to local schools and spent time with students, focusing on being a positive influence in the community. By 2017, he started the Marathon clothing store at Crenshaw and Slauson, right where he used to sell mixtapes, to give back to the community again with a forward-looking smart store model and providing inspiration to people throughout the world. Nipsey's impact was undeniable, not just in South Los Angeles, but in greater Los Angeles, California, the West Coast, and the entire world. Unfortunately, on March 31st, 2019, Hussle was shot 10 times in front of his Marathon clothing store and pronounced dead less than 40 minutes later at the age of 33. It's been 5 years since Nipsey Hussle has passed away, but his impact is felt perhaps more now than ever. And he is another LA American dream story, one that was taken from us much too soon. All right, LA, it's been a minute.